Hey everyone, it's Scott here, Ozhammer 35. I've got Todd with me, the Hobo's Apprentice.
Hey, matey. This is the
Um,
beanie threw you off.
it's the beanie, that's it. We don't have Brinley, the Hobo King himself. He had an accident panhandling today, apparently.
Brinley's currently being turned into a servitor.
So yeah, it's just me and Todsky, me and my hat, and then the Apprentice, which will be all right. Yeah. And then one thing that we wanted to say before we started the show tonight, basically, the last fortnight, the last probably 3 weeks, we just want to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to everyone that has, newly liked and subscribed to our channel, has basically given us likes for all the content that we've created. We have had a massive jump in traffic and just people knowing about us, which is amazing. So all our supporters and all our new people, thank you so much for the last few weeks, because it's been really great to know that there's people out there that are keen on what we do. We do it because we love it, not because we got the dollars, because if we did, we wouldn't be working jobs. But yeah, so just a massive, massive thank you to everyone that's been with us from the beginning and that is new within the last few weeks. So thank you again.
That's pretty awesome.
All, yeah, it really is. It's blown us away, really. Like you've seen it yourself, Todd. Like it's just been awesome, really.
Oh, absolutely. And it has zero to do with like me coming on board at the same time either. Like it's just
you're just a beautiful looking human that they want to see. I've just got a head like a rolled dat.
I was going to say there's probably a correlation between me signing up and Brinley always being away, but
like Superman, but not.
Yeah, I'm actually Brinley's alter ego.
Alter ego. Oh man. So hobby progress, dude. What have you been doing?
Man, it's been a little slow going for me for the week, but I've just been like still obviously putting together those rooms bit by bit. I smashed out another couple of them.
Yep.
Just with the BP laser set.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff to do. Paul actually was around the other day. Hey?
Yeah, when we came down the other day, they looked fucking awesome. Really cool.
Well, Paul himself, and this is just another little shout out to him. He's such a mad fella. Yeah. Noticed I was missing a bit, so he brought me a replacement room. Just was like, here you go, just fix that up for you, which is really cool.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Man. Like it's just a really generous thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So putting the rooms together, but then I've been, and again, this is like really poor lighting, but I'm doing like a half-ass commission job. It's not really a commission, but a friend of mine who's slowly getting into the hobby wanted me to paint up his space wolves.
Yep.
So I'm not getting paid for it. It's all right because I wouldn't pay for my quality of work either. But I get to keep the space wolves, which is cool because I've never wanted to do space wolves before, yet here I am with a couple thousand points worth of them sitting on a shelf.
Shit, if it's free,
That's how we spiral into the hobby.
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing. Like, here, have some of these, but I've already got. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got 30 Grey Knight Terminators sitting there waiting one day for me to get around to doing it because someone just went, don't want them.
That's insane.
How about yourself?
I've been doing my Azrael actually. Went down to IF last week.
Yep.
Took Miss L down there as well. She was painting up her Tyranids, and I was down there. Bryn came down as well. So we're all down there, except you because you're.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we did a bit of painting on that. I'm still really frustrated with, like, as I put on my progress on the page, I just don't know how to blend. Like I'm a ham-fisted human when it comes to trying to blend colors on a robe or a cape or whatever you want to call it. It's like I may as well just paint it with house paint. Really, it's that frustrating for me at the moment. But I can only get better. The more I do it, the more it'll get better, I guess. And that's pretty much it. Just keep doing that one model. Just putting time in and actually spending a bit of time and trying to work on my skill, really.
Yeah, it's nice, man, when you get an opportunity, like you find a model that you really care about and that you want to bet yourself on it rather than just having, oh, I've got a squad to do. Let's paint a squad. Oh, now I can move on to a transport. Now I can do this, that, the other.
Yeah.
Having a single model that you go, nah, fuck it. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to paint this thing. And it's going to be the best thing that I've ever painted.
Yeah. I've done that with a couple. Like the last one I did was the Chaos Lord that we were just talking about that I showed you just off air.
Yep.
That was my first sort of one that I tried to nail and did the best that I could and put effort into, like you're saying. And this Azrael's the second character that I'm doing it for again, and
it's interesting because it's almost as if we need a game system that had low model count, awesome rules to go with it, so that you can paint like a small squad,
and like they would go out and kill as a team.
Yeah, just like a small killy team of guys.
I don't. Maybe it might be the kill team that's being released very soon.
Oh, kill team.
There we go. We're into
it. That was a great bridge. That was really good.
That was a great segue into. I did like that. So we're doing kill team. This is massive for us. I don't say it's just massive for us. It's massive for everyone. Like this has just ripped the interwebs a rift in its anus. Like Facebook, all the Facebook at the moment for that's centered around the hobby is just kill team.
You're right when you said it before, man. It's like getting 8th ed drop all over again. Everyone is just
everyone is like this. To me, in the way that I see it at the moment, this is as big as when 8th dropped. Like there is so much hype behind it. There is so much just talk and traffic and content, and people are just putting out anything and everything, wanting to get as much information as they can about this game. And like we were talking before that, from the way that we see it, it's because you're not lugging around a massive case and 2,000 points worth of models and 4 books and a bucket load of dice, and you're not going to be sitting down for 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever it is. You can knock a game over in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 40. It's small games. Like it's
you saw it when Shadespire came out, and like Shadespire is an amazing platform. I love it, and I'm terrible at it, but the concept behind being able to take 5 models, a deck of cards, and a board that folds up, to be like this big.
Yeah.
And you can just go down to a hobby store and be like, I'm looking for a game. 20 minutes.
Like this, and this is even like I can see this as a lunchtime game. Like, you got your IT nerds at every single business anywhere, and a high majority of anyone that's IT related or whatever, not just IT related, but a lot would just go, hey, let's go bring some training. Let's do a kill team over a lunch table.
If you're working in IT, man, you'll be playing over broken up computer parts.
Yeah, you'll be playing on the top of a server with dust that's an inch thick, and just carving dust off the top of the server as you're trying to roll dice and shit, and get blood as you're trying to breathe. Yeah, all about
Can't save.
But like this kill team just opens up a massive amount of different places to play. Not just a new way to play, but different places to play. Like you kick a coffee table. Also at your lunchtime work. Like You can do
I think that's one thing a lot of people struggle with too, is in their own home. There's not sorry, when I say a lot of people, like, you know, obviously some people are luckier than others, but to have a dedicated space is one thing, but to go, I can whip this out and play it at my coffee table.
Yeah.
That just makes such a difference.
Yeah. Like, I know a lot of people that paint in a compact, like they've got it all in a box. So like they'll sit on the couch next to their missus while she's watching Neighbours or whatever shit show that she's watching. And it, you know, they'll just unfold out of this box and just paint while they're sitting in the lounge room, where this is sort of, it's the same thing. It's something small. You can just kick out.
Like this box?
Yeah, your box of failure. But yeah, like it's that's what it is for me. Like me with the kids now, like now that we know and they know about it as well, it's just sparked in them. Like it's just so it's small. Like I said, it's a small amount count. It's a quicker game. It's just going to be better all around. I think. Like I honestly think that I'm going to shy away from 40K as a whole, and that's a pretty big statement for me.
Well, let's look at some of the fun facts here, because this is probably why there's so much excitement, because Games Workshop have not just gone, we're doing this Kill Team game and it looks like fun. Like, they've come out from the bat, they've said it's going to be fully supported. They've released they've released pictures of models with rules. They've attached boxes with scenery. You can already see what you're going to get, where it's going to go. They're doing previews. Like, ignore Kill Team for a second. Let's just talk about Games Workshop 5 years ago. Not even 5 years ago. Like, they would never in a million years have done this.
No,
or approached a release like this.
It would have been, train has no brakes.
No, it would have been like a really discreet, like one line at the bottom of a White Dwarf, and like have a date on it, and then everybody would have to like troll through the internet and try and find these rumors from this guy that they knew who dated a girl whose brother worked at Games Workshop.
That's it.
And then a picture would surface on the internet, and Games Workshop would get cranky. Whereas now, they're just like
they're on the front. They're just smashing it out.
Yeah, they're like, no, this is awesome. You're gonna buy it.
You're gonna buy it.
We're gonna like show you why you want to buy it.
Their PR and their marketing just come around full circle, and it's amazing to see, to be honest.
Well, and that's the thing. They've been sitting on a gold mine for such a long time. One of the things put up on the Warhammer community that I'm looking at here was just a page about naming your kill team. Like, people love being invested in this sort of stuff. And now that they've said already that there are going to be 3 types of gameplay, like, what was it? The fixed match play.
So it's basically like open play, the narrative, and then the match play.
Yeah, that was the one. So having narrative play in there and being able to name characters, and then putting in these upgrade charts that you can do, like,
level 1, 2, and 3, and whatever else.
Dude, I can't see a reason why not to be excited about this game.
There's too much. There's minimal. I wouldn't even say minimal. I haven't seen anything negative yet.
No.
At all. But
knowing that, like, the guys who made Shadespire have jumped over, like, you've got the data cards in there.
That's true.
Gearing it to be a very smooth running game by the looks of it.
I pray to sweet Jeebus that yes, that's true. But I think we should go back to where it started.
Okay. Take me back.
Take me back. So I've done a little bit of looking around today and the last few days, and the first time that I've seen Kill Team as anything was 4th Ed. 4th Ed, 2004, sort of towards the back of the book. There's, 13 pages worth of rules and stuff. You know, there's the basic outline missions, you know, some storylines, and then it goes into points for bosses and all that sort of stuff.
Small scale 40K game.
Small scale 40K, which, you know, would need to be used with codexes. And, you know, it would sort of be a game within a game, I guess.
Yep.
So that was what, nearly 15 years ago, 14, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's going back quite a while. I remember those they did in White Dwarfs, and it might have been around the same time, could have been afterwards, might have been a touch before, but they were doing, you know, like chapter-approved pages of Killteam that had certain rules and scenarios where you'd play using the 40K rules that were current at the time, but then they'd just add these other little elements to it that let you adapt the way you played a game so that, you know, a HQ, he's got to be stronger, so he's worth more than what he would normally be in a full-scale game of 40K.
Yeah. No, and then, like, once that got out there, I really, from there, I really couldn't find anything until around 2012 that was solid. Like, we've had a few bits and pieces come out. Like Warhammer World did a Killteam rules pack somewhere within that timeline. I couldn't really find a solid date on that. I also know that there was a Battle Missions book that was released that had a 2-page scenario in there as well. That was a Killteam, but it wasn't anywhere near what 4th Ed had put out. And that's sort of really the only thing that I've found. Now the next one was sort of 2012-ish, in line with 6th Ed, which was basically like a 2-page supplement from what I could see and what I could dig up online and actually had a look at.
That's hilarious to hear you say the words 6th Ed and 2012 and then realize how long ago that was.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I've done so very little hobby between those 2 dates.
Man.
I think I'm still painting my 6th Ed the army.
Dude, I've still got 6th Ed shit that's raw plastic just built, like the Chaos Chosen from 6th Ed. I've still got them. I haven't touched them. I built them, and then they sort of sat there.
Yeah, but they're chosen. Like, still waiting for their day.
Yeah, still waiting for them to be used and actually useful and decent. But yeah, like, so the 6th Ed one was basically they showed a deployment map, and it was suggested basically that they do it on a 4x4. So the deployment map and force org and all that sort of stuff. So it was, once again, even though it was only 2 pages, it was sort of the 4th Ed thing shrunk down of sorts. And that's sort of that was it for sort of 6th Ed. Now I played 6th Ed, and I did play some Killteam in 6th Ed as well. Like I was going out to the game shop in Ipswich in Queensland at the time, and one of the guys that I knew there, because I'd only when I'd get out there, I'd have appointments or whatever else later in the evening, and I'd have like an hour spare or an hour and a half spare, and we go in and have get together and have a quick game of Killteam, and it was good just to get some dice rolling, and like, this is what I'm expecting from the new Killteam. Like, you just get in, roll some dice, have a chat, talk shit, and push some minis around. You know what I mean? It's not. I've never played overly serious anyway, but this just adds another level of casualness, if that's even a word.
Yeah, no, I can see where you're coming from there, man. Like, it's just your investment isn't as big as what it would be to play a full game of 40K. And I think you said before, where you're not going to you're not going to rock up with 2,000 points. You spend half an hour, both of you setting up, going over the mission rules, talking. But even by the time you get around to playing the game, you've chewed up a fair amount of time. Whereas something like Killteam, which seems to be here are your models, 5, 6 models up to 10.
Yep.
You have your cards. Done. Here's my data sheet. Cool scenario.
Off you go.
A very, very small compact board.
Yeah. Well, they're saying 20. They're saying 22-inch by 30-inch is what I've seen as the board size. But you know what? You could probably go smaller than that. That's like.
Well, I was going to say, isn't that roughly the size of one of the Imperial Sector board squares?
Yeah, pretty much. I think the 22. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's roughly what it is. Like, that's a perfect size.
Yeah.
Now you put yourself in the shoes of somebody who wants to run a tournament, and instead of running one game, you can run 6 games.
Yeah, and it's going to be quicker. And you know, like when we've done tournaments at Irresistible Force, you've got, you know, there's so many people crammed in so many big boards that you're in, you know, you're nudging elbows and, you know, you're backing into people and stuff. But with this, it's going to be so much smaller and so much quicker, so much better. I still can't see bad points, you know.
No, and I think some of the strongest points to it is the fact that they're being so vocal about what they're doing too. Like, everybody's getting fed what they want to hear in a nice, timely fashion. We've seen, you know, faction focuses already.
We haven't been wanting for information at all. Not even a little bit.
No. Just by, what's this count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 factions already, with another 6 to go.
Yep.
There seems to be some.
And you know, we're a week out, so lo and behold, there's 6 factions to release. Seems like one a day to me.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. So that was shit. Let's go back to 6 then. So yeah, so that was 2012.
Sidetrack.
Yeah, we're just too excited. And then 2013, there was another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team book release, which was apparently a fairly solid game.
Is that the one we were just looking at before the show with like the Imperial Fist on the front cover?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I found really cool as well, and that I'm just about to go into now. There's a gaming club in 2015 in England called the Innersmith Gaming Club. They actually released their own Kill Team rule set. And there's 2 more actually. There's one which has a fairly large following on Facebook called the Heralds of Ruin. You know, they've got about 5,300 members on their Facebook, and that was what they did. Like, I found the earliest version was 1.6, and they're now up to version 5.0. So they've sort of kept progressing their rule set in their own way. And you know, there's even, you know, friendly local game stores have even, you know, done up their own drafts of Kill Team for their own sort of meta and area as well. Because I found a store called Denver 113 that have done that as well. So, you know, it's not like Kill Team has had sort of like a really cool little subculture of following still. You know, even though Games Workshop haven't had official rules and been bringing that out, there's still that underpinning support for it. And I think that's a very large reason why now everyone has just come out of the woodwork, and this is as big as it is, and as big as a release as it is, you know, compared to 8, like we were saying before. Like,
look, man, you throw the words around like specialist and elites and like, you know, infiltration. Everybody loves that. Like, the idea of 6 Rambos going around cutting throats of aliens.
6 Sly Marbos just like blowing shit up. And yeah,
Sly Marbo should be his own faction.
You choose a Sly Marbo, that's all you get is a Sly Marbo.
That's it. You just get Sly Marbo.
You get nothing else. But and then like that was so the Indersmith, they released that in 2015, and then basically, from what I can see, Games Workshop sort of got on their own bandwagon again and released a 7th ed box set for Killteam.
Yeah, that was a really fun game.
Yeah, I didn't play 7th. I've gone from 6th and then sort of dropped out and then come back in 8th.
Yep.
So I sort of missed that whole. I missed 7th as a whole without even trying.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that in itself could be a whole nother conversation, because there are people who really love 7th and there are people who really didn't. But in itself, I found the Killteam game really fun. I had an opportunity to go play in a tournament down at Capalaba, back at the old location, and the way it was run is you made a team of 3, and you played 3 games on a regular board, but you each had a tile. So it was just played straight up, your tile, enemy's tile, but because it was a 3x2, your teammates had one on each side of you. And I think it was only, I can't remember correctly, but I think it was only in the final round of the game where if you cleared, or your teammate cleared his opponent, then they could come onto your tile and support you.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
We had this scenario where I went with 2 mates. One got tabled, one tabled his opponent, and then I was just kind of hanging on in the middle.
So you just both just sort of turned and went that way and just sort of.
Well, yeah, they could both. Then I couldn't. I wasn't allowed to leave my square, I don't think.
But those other 2 guys could do and go wherever the hell they wanted to.
Yeah. So they were like merging onto the middle tile.
Yep.
In their turns while my game was still going. And then obviously they were able to shoot and engage the models that were on the 2 middle tiles.
Yeah.
So it was just, it was just 7th ed with some tweaks, but they had that that character in the Killteam game. They had that characterization of models where you could give them, I think it was 3 characters or 3 models in your unit you could give character stats to. So you could make one a sharpshooter, you could make one a melee monster, you could make one your leader and give them buffing traits. And then, playing narrative wise, then they could get a little bit better sort of thing. So it does seem like they've learned from where they've come from, but just improved it so much.
Yeah. The fact that they've started in faction focus, they've said, you can have these units only for for Adeptus Astartes, and these units only for your Tyranids, these units only for your Admech. I'll just bring it up now. Faction on Adeptus Astartes is Scouts, Tactical Marines, Reavers, and Intercessors. That's all you get. You don't get Termies anymore.
Nope.
I had been used to, and I'm guessing you had been used to in 7th as well.
Yep.
So there's, thank God, there's no vehicles. You don't even get a Rhino to be able to move because you don't really need to. It's not what the game's going to be about. It's small skirmishes and stuff. And even some of the command point rules that we've seen are just cool. We were talking about the Orcs before. They get Orc Boys Commandos. I'm just reading off the site now again. Burner Boys, Looters, and Gretchen, and then the tactic for the command points that you're going to get is basically, in a nutshell, you grab a Gretchen and hold it in front of you, and just be and all right, he's dead. That's it.
Like a little bullet sponge.
Yeah, it's just so thematic that you can think and you can see it playing out in your head as you're doing it. I don't even know where to go. I'm just too excited about this, and it's unhealthy.
I'll tell you what, actually, is just going through all the Warhammer community posts over the last day or two, just trying to catch up with the research you were doing, seeing that the way that they're styling these releases, similar to how you got a Shadespire warband, like you buy a box, and in the box comes some cards, a squad, and scenery.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Like the orcs, again, like you get the vehicles as scenery, and you get cards to be able to use those in that game. When
Yeah.
it's not like the AdMech. I think it's the AdMech or the Adeptus Astartes. Like you get, the plasma generators and the Manufactorum structure work with one of their boxes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's so much
more exciting knowing that you're getting like subtly encouraged to buy everything regardless of whether you're going to play with the miniatures. Yeah.
It's yeah, like we're going to be releasing some of our content. I know we'll be releasing some content, courtesy of IF building up to it.
Yep.
And I just cannot wait to get into a box. Like I don't even know where to go. Like I had all this stuff in my head, and now that we've gone live, it's just all just gone into a mush, and I just can't get it out. Everything that I've wanted to say has just turned into verbal dribble.
You're very excited. It looks like you found your calling.
And I don't normally, like, I get excited about shit, and I was pretty cool for 8th, but this is, this is cool. Oh, actually, Movie Marines. We forgot about that one.
We haven't covered the Movie Marines yet.
The Movie Marines. Now, that, I'm going to go back to that because that is straight up cool.
This was a gem I found in an old White Dwarf. Oh, and so I reckon it's from around the time when the first Dawn of War game dropped. And I think it was just paying homage to, that opening trailer, which was still a better movie than the official Ultramarines movie.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, did you ever play the first Dawn of War? Do you remember that trailer?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Okay, so you've got to do yourself a favor because it's stunning. It holds up even today. Like there's a squad of Blood Ravens getting pinned down by orcs who are up on a ridge, and they call in some support. A dreadnought comes in and helps them out. Their predator gets blown up, and then they make this heroic charge up the hill. And then the sergeant's there, and he's like getting bullets thrown through him. Just ends up like pushing his little flag up.
Yeah, I've actually got the disc. It was literally sitting to the left of me. I've got the Dawn of War disc. I haven't even put it in my computer.
Man, you are missing out on.
I've literally got it sitting here. I'm like,
that is a formative and a must game for everybody in the hobby.
All right, so keep going. So yeah.
So it's just this huge cinematic moment where this Marine, he's like climbing up there. I don't know why he's trying to plant the flag. Like, you think about Space Marines and you go, I don't know why he's running away from people. Maybe it was a beacon. I don't know. He puts up the flag, he dies, but here comes the support.
Yeah.
So they released this. This is going back. Oh man, 2004 was when the game came out. What's that? 4th ed? 5th ed?
Yeah, 4th ed. Yep.
4th ed. Yeah. Okay. So this is using 4th ed rules, but just so the open of the White Dwarf article. Actually, can we do a screen share and I'll just be able to put it up and show people?
Yeah, sure. Just wait. I'll just lock present Todd to everyone.
Present to me and lock it onto me.
There you go.
So you can see this now?
No.
No, I've got to do, don't I?
You've got to present, yes. So I'll lock it on you.
There we go. Boom.
There we go. Whoa,
there we go.
Whoa.
Don't worry about that.
There we go.
Here we go. All right. So this is the Movie Marines list. And you know it's good straight up because they start with an Eddie Murphy quote about ass kicking.
If it doesn't make you giggle straight up, I don't know what will.
Well, this is just that silly, fun style of gameplay we were talking about before, where you go push models around, roll dice, don't take it too seriously. You just want to have some fun and do it with like 5 or 6 models. But this game style was obvious. This is set up a little bit different to Kill Team, which is coming, because Kill Team looks like it'll be a balanced game between two really skilled units. Whereas this one, this one tells you here that this design is to be used against a normal 1,500 point army. So, and just look at what you're allowed here. 1 HQ, who's a sergeant. You're allowed an elite, who's a Space Marine dude.
Yeah.
You can have 6 Space Marines. You're allowed 1 Rhino or Razorback, and then you can choose from your heavy support a flamer and maybe a missile launcher.
Yeah.
Your sergeant.
A sergeant is 200 points by itself.
But look at him, man. Weapon skill 9.
Yeah.
Ballistic skill 5. Now, this is back when you had that
the old way as well, like the old 9, like where you had the little grid square and you're sitting there lining shit up every time you want to.
Yes, and you have to go, right, my weapon skill is I'm shooting at toughness. Yeah. I've got to be, right. Yeah. So.
But still, wounds.
Oh, man. 6 toughness, 4 wounds. Look at those attacks. 5 attacks on a sergeant.
Yeah.
And he's armed with what? A bolt pistol and chainsword. Oh,
and grenades.
And grenades. Okay. Now, we're just going to pause here because you go, whoop-de-doo. Chainsword, that's what? 1 extra attack? Wrong.
Yeah. Wrong.
Bolt pistol, 1 shot? Wrong. Grenade, D6? Wrong. Let's just go down here a little bit.
Movie weapon capabilities.
Chainswords count as a power weapon. A model with a chainsword counts as double its wounds for calculating outnumbering in close combat. So, dude goes up to... So, for instance, back when you were counting, how many wounds were taken in combat and all that, guy goes up to having 8 wounds, just for that purpose.
1 chop equals 8 wounds.
But this was back when power swords were, absolutely lethal. And he's got a bolt pistol. All right, well, what does a bolt pistol do? Oh, nothing fancy. It's just a 24-inch AP4 assault 4 pistol with rending.
Yep.
So 6s were just ripping you apart.
Yep. 24 pistol, really?
You just
36-inch bolter, really?
Hang on, what was his ballistic skill again? At 5, which was above,
above average.
Yeah. So that's your sergeant. Hang on, wait. Oh, he also had grenades, 6 inches, strength 8, AP3, and we're using our blast markers back then. Yep. So, if you're lucky, 5-6 models, goodbye.
From a grenade. Like, if that's not thematic, I don't know what is.
Right.
Like the old chink, lob, boom, done.
I love this. Like, getting sidetracked even here, but do you want some of this?
Do you want some of this?
Is removed because of the no retreat rule, then he will go crazy, ape bonkers as he gets dragged down. He can fire either a bolter or a bolt pistol, makes his attacks normally, or pull the pin on a grenade and send the blast over himself. Like, how many games have you wanted to do this?
Like, fuck you, I'm out. Bang, done, die. Like, last ditch effort of trying to kill something.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then look, without, just in case they weren't ridiculous enough, let's give Space Marines fleet and move through cover and infiltrate.
That's when cover actually meant something. We had to roll and
yeah, you did.
You had to get of cover and whatever else.
Yep.
What does that say? Stunt doubles?
Yes, it does. Now, this is cool because you can have up to 10 stunt doubles at 10 points each. So before making a saving throw, armor, invulnerable, or cover, a Space Marine player may call for a stunt double to make the save instead. If he fails, the double dies, and the real Space Marine is unhurt. If he passes, then he makes his way to the refreshments trailer with a jaunty step. but cannot be used again.
That's actually a really cool, incredibly fucked up rule. Like you get up to 10 goes, and like if he survives, you just all right, cool. Cheers, mate. Here's your page. Catch you later.
Right on.
Like
Into sunset.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if anybody's watching who just wants to play around with these and try and find a way to, like, it wouldn't be too hard to modify these to be a current 8th edition.
Oh, dude, can you imagine that shit? That would be so cool.
Well, yes, I can, because like this is an awesome way to run it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, your narratives that you run. Oh my god.
Bring a squad of Space Marines around, we'll print this off and we'll have at it and we'll see what happens.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna stop presenting on you now because I'm alright, stop presenting. Where are you? There we go.
So that's just one of the many glorious gems that is hidden within the history of Games Workshop Killteam.
That's a mad cack. I love that. That's cool.
Yeah. But it's funny, like we laughed at how ridiculous and OP that was. I didn't get a chance to play because after Killteam, 8th dropped and we got Shadow Wars of Armageddon.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to play Shadow Wars, which I'm a bit upset about, but knowing that Killteam's just around the corner, I'll live.
Yeah, that's right.
But we were talking about this before, and people who were pretty invested in Shadow Wars because apparently it had a really good review. Like people just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and even like I was watching a quick YouTube vid today from Tabletop Minions from Adam, who we've had on the show previously, and he made mention of Shadow War Armageddon as well. Like it was like I never got into it either. I sort of missed that boat. But apparently it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, like I've got the rule book. Because I picked it up with the intention to just dive on into it, but as with hobby
and life in general,
you do these hairball crazy ideas and then never actually get around to doing it. So but yeah, just talking on the fact of like how insanely good Space Marines can be. Terminator armor in Shadow War of Armageddon. So Terminators only had a 3-up armor instead of their regular 2-up armor save. But
I remember this yet. Right,
you take their armor save with 2 dice and you add the result together.
So you've got literally a 1 in 12 chance of.
So don't roll snake eyes.
Yeah.
And you're okay.
Yeah.
Is pretty much how. Yeah. That's a scary armor save.
That's almost an unkillable Terminator. Like unless you're getting hit with some massively AP weapons. Like
then I guess that's where it comes into it. Like you start fighting things that have AP or and your Terminator's all of a sudden feeling a little squishy. But then just, give him a storm shield, because who doesn't want a 3-up info on top of that?
On top of that, pick one and yeah.
Yeah.
Are they stupid enough to put rerolls in there? Reroll your invol on your 3 with your double dice that you'll never need to reroll on, but it's there just nice.
Just because you could afford the points.
Yeah.
Because your Terminator will win the game on his own.
Man, that's I think I missed out on something there. I really do.
Yeah, well, it's still there. Games Workshop have said in the Q&A up on the community page that Killteam that's coming will replace Shadow Wars. That's their intention.
Yep.
But hearing their commitment, just hearing what they're saying about how they're planning on supporting the game and taking on feedback and adapting it and keeping it growing. Man.
Yeah, when Games Workshop start using words like fully supported, that's a big call. Like,
Yeah.
they don't say that shit lightly.
No, I think we're looking at a very, very positive future with this game, which is exciting. I cannot wait. Like I said before, I cannot wait to unbox it, get my hands on it, and flick through that rule book and start playing games like straight away.
Like even with the stat cards and stuff that we've seen, the data sheets that we've seen so far. Like I'm just looking at an intercessor one now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can have an intercessor gunner, or an intercessor sergeant. Like there's, you know, they've in that data sheet they'll have, you know, new abilities, adjusted abilities, and then this is the cool one. It's called specialisms. Like I know what my brain just goes. That sounds so fucking retarded, but like specialism, I'm guessing that's where, you know, like the demolitions expert comes in, or, you know, whatever else. Like they're a specialist in this, but they've just called it specialisms instead.
Specialisms. I'm looking at this chart now. So this is that level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 one?
No, this is back at the 101 rules one that we were looking at earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's, you know, it's got the characteristics and optional roles and stuff, and keywords and faction words and stuff. But yeah, the thing says each data sheet has a pool of specialisms the model from it can follow. So actually that probably is it. Yeah. The level 1, level 2, level 3 from there.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at this one and I'm just going, man, because, well, theoretically, in the way that it's sounding, you could play a game half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
In the time that you could play a 2,000-point game, you could fit 3 to 4 games in.
And we were talking about this, like when it's released, like I think we should all get together at your place and have a chop at it. Like I reckon, like, say we all rock up at 2:00, you know, by 8:00, once we're blind, you know, we could have had, you know, 3 games each, you know, in some sort of round robin, like you and me playing Brinley drinks, and then you and Brinley playing I drink, and, you know.
But here's the perfect thing, Scotty. Killteam doesn't need to be a 2-player game. You can play 3 or 4-player games.
Play 3 or 4 players, isn't that magical?
Like, how awesome is that now that it's not this big, complicated mess of involving 3 people?
Yeah.
We can just slap 3 boards together, or not even that, sorry. You can still play it on its single board.
Yeah.
You just, from the get-go, are murdering each other.
Yeah, it's that much more close combat than one-on-one. It's now, you know, you've got two opponents to worry about, and that just adds another, you know, level of complexity to it. Like, yeah.
Imagine playing 3. Like, we're talking about a small scale game, and all of a sudden my brain goes, oh, imagine playing with 3 squads of 10 guys, 30 balls on a board, and everyone is just shooting at each other
on
this big.
On a 22 by 30 board.
Love it.
Thematic blood and shit just fucking everywhere. Bullets and plasma.
You need a Willem Dafoe. It was a firefight!
Oh.
6 guys. Theory.
Yeah, I'm just going over the rules. Like, they, you know, the movement rules are different. Where, you know, when you roll a charge, from what I understand, even if you don't make that charge distance, you still run that distance. So say it's from what I understand, and you know, I'm still a little bit special at times. Say it's an 8-inch charge and you roll a 4, you still move that 4 inches towards, but you just don't get there.
That's really cool, because you could potentially be running out of cover, charging a distance to somebody, not make it.
And then you're like...
And then you go...
and then, like, in the movement phase, from, like I said, what I've been reading, you can opt to ready a unit that, from what I can see, it won't move, but it's the first to shoot in the next shooting phase, or in the shooting phase. And then, from what you were saying before, you can burn command points. Like, there's a command point system within the game as well that you can burn to
Yes.
basically take initiatives and shoot out of turn and do things out of turn to just wreck the other player's game, basically.
Well, they did say they brought the Shadespire crew on board with this, so that I'm thinking that there's going to be a fair few cards in here that will be used to disrupt play. Um, so these command points, might be used to play in your own turn or to ready yourself for your next turn, but to also play in your opponent's turn and just be like, yeah, no, I don't really want you to do that. I'm going to do something else instead.
Yeah, and like even within the shooting phase itself, if let's just pull some from stats from say a plasma gun, which I think pretty sure it's got a 24-inch range on it. In eighth anyway. If you are, say I'm shooting at your model, and it's over half distance away, so like on a 24-inch reach, if it's 13 inches away, it's a -1. You get penalized for further away. So the closer it is, you don't get penalized. So it makes you want to move in that much closer. And then the cover rule is as long as one part of the model is behind cover. Like even if your toes in cover, you're in cover. Like the mechanics of this game are going to be amazing, I believe. Like it's just like I'm just going through what I've been reading before. The morale tests are going to be more pivotal to the game as well.
Yep. If you've only got 5 models, man, and 2 of them bolt because they're piss scared, well, you're having a bad day.
And from what I can see, like you get flesh wounds as well, which modifies your models as well. Like you'll be less good at aiming, and it, like say you get hit in the arm, of course you're going to be spraying with your left hand and missing at times. So thematically as well, and sort of fluff wise, I guess, whatever you want to call it, you get a flesh wound, it's going to make your model or make your person that little bit less better.
Yeah,
you put it like that, because I speak good England, so that's sort of the way I can put it out there. But the obscuring targets and everything else, like I haven't played Shadespire, but I can see from what you were saying before that there's a sort of Shadespire flavor to it.
Yeah, it's just that extra element to your game that really, takes it from being just straight up models v models,
Yeah.
I keep getting drawn back to this picture of the what you would call them, the specialisms.
Yeah.
So as we were saying, there's those 3 styles of play, and if you can play, 3 or 4 games in succession, you can level up characters.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'd like to see as well. Like that's one thing I don't completely understand is the levels. Like, do you, like, say we go to your, like saying, when it comes out, we'll be at your place, we'll be playing, playing games. Do we level up for each game that we play that night? And then, when we come back 3 weeks later, do we start again, or do we go into it and saying, okay, we're playing our characters at level 2?
I wonder if that would probably just be agreed upon by the players at the game. Like if we were playing a narrative campaign and running through a scenario, but we only got halfway through the campaign, well, we'd just pick up where we left off. But if we wanted to play, just a fun game, but play it with like maxed out stats and both go, oh, let's play on level 3 or level 4.
You can see that probably for like an escalation tournament as well. Like for the first 2 rounds, you're at level 1. For the next round, it's level 2. For the next round, it's level 3, sort of thing. Like
that would be insane.
Yeah, that's what I haven't completely understood yet, but I'm keen to see where it's at.
Well, yeah, and this is what I think this would be really cool to find out is, do your models automatically go up a level post-game? Do your models go up after securing objectives?
Yeah.
Do the models go up after...
Or, do you need to roll for after the game? Or where does that come from?
Yeah, like you might have an MVP who goes up 4 levels and just carries your team.
Yeah. Your shoulders sore, champ, because you're carrying the team.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like it could be very interesting few months after this gets released. And this isn't even talking about the juiciest bit of information that we know yet, and that's Rogue Trader.
Oh, dude, I forgot all about that.
A few people have. They've said it isn't. They've said so far all that they've said is that it's almost as if it's an expansion to Killteam.
Yeah.
That just brings the same style of play, but in a new setting.
Yeah.
So playing in all the darkest corners of the 41st millennium, man, with like no more Space Marines, no more Astra Militarum, no more like of the factions we've all been used to. It's now, playing with the cool stories in the fluff that have been around since the 80s.
Since they died, basically, yeah. Since it was created.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish it'd hurry up and be 2 weeks from now, to be honest.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that we've got to wait just this long.
And like I said, we've got, a week till pre-order, and there's 6 more factions to release. So that's just going to... It's...
Yeah.
Like I said, the PR train has no brakes for this game. It's going to be cool. I can't see why it's not going to be massive. Like I'm seriously, like, the more that we've spoken about this, and the more that I've been talking to other people around, I'm seriously thinking about kicking 40K to the curb. I'm going to paint my army up like, and I know it's a big call, but once you get into this game, it would be a little bit hard to go back to a full game of 40K. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is.
I can already hear like the gears going in your head.
I'm watching you like, he's got a point.
Yeah, if I can play with smaller armies, then I can play with all the armies.
That's right. And watch Gumtree and eBay light up once people figure out they don't want their massive armies anymore.
Be jumping on buy, swap, and sell for sure.
Fucking nosedives. Yep.
So yeah, man. Well, this is our first build up to Killteam.
That's it.
This is us gathering momentum on the hype train. But I'm keen to see what we've got. 6 days till what pre-order?
6 days till pre-order, so 21st of July.
Okay, so 6 days till pre-order, and then another week from that until it's physically in our hands. And we can sit down that weekend and just start ripping the content out of that box.
Yep.
The minute.
I think we should do an unboxing like I did with Forgebane. Go through it piece by piece.
But are we going to play with this one?
Yes, it's up there.
I can see it. Yeah.
And then I bought some more AdMech, and then it stayed there, and that's it.
That's right, man. I'm pretty sure Betrayal at Cowth and Prospero Burns were standalone games, but I'll never know.
Yeah, no, not even.
No.
But yeah,
never gonna play them.
I think we're done for the night, man. I think I need to go and be happy with myself of sorts, and
yes, I too am going to go and find happiness in my hobby. No, I've got a Deathwatch team. So many years ago, back when Deathwatch was still like single shoulder pads on the Commander sprue, I tracked down 10 of those shoulder pads individually, and then started custom building a 10-man Deathwatch squad. And then I heard rumors that Deathwatch were getting their own army and codex, so I shelved them and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. Deathwatch came out. I was like, awesome, and I bought the Death Mask box. And then I waited and I waited and I waited. But I think now is a really good time to start doing a Deathwatch army.
Yeah. Because and like my Grey Knights, like I've got a squad of Grey Knights, pewter Grey Knights, just sitting there.
Yeah.
I've got a squad of 10 there. There's no reason why I can't break them out, prime them up, and start doing those as well. Like I've I think I counted. I think I've got at release. I've got seven potential factions that I can use on day dot.
Ooh, all right.
Like if that's not cool, I don't know what is. And that's just literally taking from the 3 kids armies and bits boxes and bits that I've shelved, same as you, the shit that you shelved that you never think you're going to use.
Yeah.
Has just come out of hiding, basically. Like I don't even know what to say. Again,
I've got half a tower army sitting there that I've been waiting for an excuse to pull the trigger on. So
like shit, 6 models, and that would also let you get a feel for how Tau plays potentially as well on a small scale. So you don't have to invest so much to get a taste of how that fucking faction plays, because they're shit. I hate them because they table me every time, and it would be good just to get on the other side and see what the fuss is about.
Yeah, that's a really good point. This is
that you're 40K curious about.
Yeah. It's a good one with 40K curious. I like it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm going. I think tomorrow I'll start literally putting models aside, and I've got a big day of priming ahead tomorrow, I think. So,
well, guess these Space Wolves can go.
Yeah.
Because
and get the
sorry, Jacob.
Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, not sorry at all. I really want to do Space Wolves.
Yeah.
Plenty of hobby to get us ready then for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm keen, man. I'm all on board for Kill Team because it is, narrative, small commitment, big payoff. Wow. Yeah, that's in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's it. All right, man. I think we should can it because I'm getting antsy and I need to stop. All right, guys. So everyone that's watched tonight, thank you so much. Once again, thank you everyone for supporting our content that we've had for the last 3 or so weeks. We've had a massive number of subscribers. Come and check us out and actually give a shit about what we're doing. So once again, thank you so much for that. Thank you to Irresistible Force for all the support that they've given us so far. We couldn't do half of this stuff without you guys. So we're just so thankful to have a really good bunch of guys and a really great hobby shop, friendly local game store, independent game store that's happy to back us. And on that, I think we're out.
I think that's us, man. Looking forward to the next one. So,
which will be the Monday after it drops.
Yes, it will.
It will.
Yes, it will. What are your plans that weekend? Because I'm busy.
If anyone of us flakes out about that, you're going to lose teeth. I swear to God.
That's it. All right.
All right, guys. So that's Ozhammer 35. That's me, Scott, the dude in the hat, and then the Hobo's Apprentice, Todd.
Good night, Ozhammer.
2 weeks' time. Keep catching our content on Facebook. Like and subscribe, please, as much as you can, and get the word out, because we're so thankful for our subscribers and for our viewers. So that's it for the night. Peace out. Catch us later.
Bye.